Hey, what's up you guys? We're back in my basement. I'm a little tired. Last night was hectic. So last night I did the Tintype Booth, and this is the biggest Tintype booth, or the biggest Tintype shoot I've ever done. I had 36 plates prepped, which is about 5 times as many as I've ever done before in one sitting. Now I didn't shoot all those plates. I went through about half of them, so I think I did about 17 or 18 shots. Including the 5 giveaway shots that they had done at the distillery. I want to give a huge shout out to Heather and Jeff. They own and run Syntax Distillery in Greeley. They are fantastic. I cannot thank them enough for giving me the opportunity to shoot tintypes at their establishment and set up a booth and all of that. Now, I was going to shoot while I was there and blog about it, but they had copyright music playing and I didn't want to risk it, so I'm going to share some photos up here of how the shoot went while I'm talking about it. Now, some of the great things is I had one bad photo the entire night. I will share that photo with you up here. It was one bad photo and it was my fault. I had the f-stop set at 5.6 and they had a little girl with them and she was a little bit ahead of them. Now, when shooting large format at 5.6, your amount of what's in focus is razor thin. I cannot explain that enough. So she's out of focus, she looks terrifying, and her parents are completely in focus. So I do have to reschedule a shoot with them, and I'm going to honor that. A few other things I did learn is I need an assistant for this, because either an assistant or I need to come up with a agitator for a, it's called a daylight developing tank. And essentially what it is you put your plates inside this tank and it'll develop them, but I need to have it auto agitate because it needs to be agitated, and we'll go over that in the developing video. But basically I was so spread out between shooting and developing, because developing is about a 20-minute process for 2 plates, because you can develop them at the same time. So it's either 20 minutes for one or 20 minutes on 2, depending on how many you're developing at once. So I was only able to do about 3 sessions per hour in a 5-hour span, and I got lucky in a few because I started a little bit early, so it was a little over 5 hours, and that's how I was able to shoot about half of my plates. So that is one thing I did learn, is I'm going to have an auto agitator and a daylight tank or an assistant while doing these shoots. Another thing I learned is I really need to work on my confidence. I discussed this in the video, 5 mistakes I made as a beginner photographer, and I'll link that up here. I had a hard time selling myself because I didn't have any confidence. Now I was really scared because I hadn't shot tintypes in a while and I was worried the plates weren't going to come out. And I should have done some light tests. I should have taken some of those plates and shot them earlier in the day when I did my cosplay shoot with that model, because she has experience with me shooting tintypes, and made sure everything was working, and that would have helped my confidence. Another thing is I should have set up better. I should have put examples out. I had some examples out, but I should have put more examples out. I should have brought my box advertising myself as well as my work, which I have plates up here, and my business cards. So I should have sold myself better, and I should have had more confidence in what I was doing. As the photos started turning out, and they started turning out well, and I only had the one bad photo, my confidence did grow. So I'm ready for the next shoot. And again, because it was copyright, because they were playing copyright music, I wasn't able to shoot there. So we're gonna do a video probably in my backyard where I will set this up and I'll show you guys how to use the large format camera, shoot tintypes with the large format camera, and take a light reading, because like I said in the last video, you only really have one shot for this. You only really have one opportunity to get the photo perfect, and you want to try to get every photo you can perfect because of the amount of time, labor, and everything else that goes into it. So we're going to do that, and then we'll do a developing video. We'll do that down here, and I can use this table for developing. My developing space is mobile, whereas my plate making space is not mobile. So those are some of the lessons I learned. Those are some of the things that I struggled with. So I want to talk about the good. The good is everyone loved their plate. Even though the terrifying child, they loved the plate. I gave them a discounted price on it. I think I took half off because they liked it so much. So it didn't end up being a big deal, and it wasn't a deal breaker. Another thing that went really, really well is this lighting setup that I have. The lighting setup worked out perfectly. It was 1/25th of a second. I didn't forget anything when I left the house except for an extension cord, but the Distillery provided me with an extension cord and a space to pick up. So I can't thank Jeff and Heather, or Heather and Jeff, any more than I have. I'm so ecstatic that they gave me the opportunity to shoot with them. Now, the two examples I showed in my excitement video where I had on the wooden hangers, I actually gave those to them to hang in the Distillery, and I did their photo with their cat and dog for free, and I'll show that photo here. Thank you guys so much for coming along this ride with me. The digital videos, the experiment videos, the review videos, and now we're in the Tintype phase. And I can't tell you how excited I am that you guys are watching me and that you're following along this journey. So if you guys want to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you guys know right when I upload. This is a midweek bonus kind of vlog to kind of go over the way the booth went and how everything went at the booth, and I'm really excited to do another one. I hope the opportunity arises again to do them, and I'm going to try to set up so I can show up at carnivals or festivals or do outdoor stuff, as well as stuff more during the day and during the week. Now, I do have plates available. I have about 17 plates available. If you guys want to hit my Facebook page or my Instagram page and you're in the northern Colorado area, hit me up. We'll set up a date. We can do a photo shoot with Tintypes. If I'm out of plates at that time, I'll order more and we can set an appointment to do that. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for joining me.